Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic. I remember it so you don't have to. Jurassic Park. What can you say about it? It's a classic story of science screwing with nature. Sort of a monster movie meets family adventure, Jurassic Park introduced groundbreaking effects, heart-stopping action scenes, and continues to be Steven Spielberg's highest-grossing film. So as you can imagine, there was a lot of hype for Steven Spielberg to do another movie. Hey, you know what, Mr. Spielberg, before you even knew what you had, you patented it, you packaged it, you slapped on a plastic lunchbox, and now you're selling it. Well, Lost World. Talk about a letdown sequel. This movie is sort of like a mix between Congo and the biggest whiners at PETA. The characters are idiots, the story's absurd, the effects aren't as good as the first movie, so what's the point in seeing it? For you, none. For me, I'm a glutton for fucking punishment. So, let us sink our teeth into The Lost World. So we start off on a different island where a family on their yacht is spending their vacation. Rich people in a monster movie? Well, I'm sure this is gonna end fine for them.
Well, hello there. What are you?
What little girl is this? Any real child would take a look at that little green monster and go,
Kathy, darling, lunch is ready.
It certainly is.
Kathy?
And now for comedically over-the-top scream in 3, 2, 1. Seriously, what woman, especially seeing her daughter getting eaten, would take the time to raise her arms in the air and throw them down? You do that while telling a joke. The aristocrats! And then we cut to this. Was the movie trying to make us think she was screaming at Jeff Goldblum? Granted, I would scream at that too, but that's kind of a confused joke.
That's chaos theory.
So we see our main character, Ian Malcolm. Oh, fuck it, let's just call him Jeff Goldblum, because we all know that's who he's really playing. He drops by the house of John Hammond, played again by Richard Attenborough, as we see some other familiar faces. The two little kids from the first movie.
Hello, Dr. Malcolm.
Hi, kids. It's so great to see you.
What are you doing here?
A very brief cameo.
Me too.
We're then approached by men in suits. Ooh, they must be the villains. They're led by Hammond's nephew named Peter, who is not happy as Malcolm was the only one of the survivors who broke the non-disclosure agreement and told everybody about the island. Wait a minute, so Dr. Grant never told anybody? Dr. Sadler? Hammond? The kids? What's wrong with these people? There's fucking dinosaurs loose! How come the only person who tells anybody about it is the one nutball who obviously nobody's gonna believe?
You signed a non-disclosure agreement before you went to the island that expressly forbade you from discussing anything you saw. You violated that agreement.
Yeah, I did, and you lied. You twisted the facts surrounding the deaths of 3 people.
3? Well, that's great. A fucking scientist who can't count. Why did nobody believe him when he said there were dinosaurs again?
That's chaos theory.
Speaking of which, it looks like there's another island with dinosaurs on it that Hammond wants Goldblum and a team of people to observe. This was called Site B, a site they had to leave because of a hurricane, and so all the animals have been roaming free for the past 4 years. What happened to the first island, you might ask? It disappeared into the void like the rest of the plot holes you'll see in this film.
Okay, so there's another island with dinosaurs, no fences this time, and you want to send people in, very few people, on the ground.
Okay, if I'm gonna continue on with this review, I have got to get my Jeff Goldblum impression down. So, to help out with that, world-renowned Jeff Goldblum impressionist, Rob.
Hello. Welcome to the Jeff Goldblum Hour. You see, the secret to doing the perfect Jeff Goldblum is to insert ahs, ands, and buts in every sentence. Secret is to never complete a full sentence without going or but. There's more to this. You see, for the secret to doing Jeff Goldblum is to put the accent on the wrong words. That's the secret there. So when you want to say a statement, that is the secret to doing a Jeff Goldblum. And there it is.
So Hammond tells Goldblum that his nephew wants to exploit Site B and bring the dinosaurs to a park in America. And of course, he wants Goldblum to go in and preserve the animals.
Public opinion is the one thing that I can use to preserve it, but in order to rally that kind of support, I need a complete photo record of those animals alive and in their natural habitat.
And seeing how you were almost eaten by half of them, I figure you'd be the perfect person to protect them. Goldblum, of course, says no, but Hammond threatens that if he doesn't, he'll never see his girlfriend again.
You didn't contact Sarah.
Paleontological behavior study is a brand new field, and Sarah Harding is on that frontier.
You sent my girlfriend to this island alone?
How the hell do you go on a trip to an abandoned island filled with dinosaurs and not tell your boyfriend? I guess, like most women, she just wanted to get as far away from Jeff Goldblum as possible.
It's not a research expedition anymore. It's a rescue operation, and it's leaving right now.
Oh, did I put on the soundtrack to the first Jurassic Park again? So Goldblum goes and gets his team together, including Vince Vaughn. Yay! Oh wait, he's, not in the comedy. We also come across Kelly, Goldblum's only daughter. Wait a minute, one daughter?
Got any kids?
Me? Oh, hell yeah, 3. I love kids.
What's with this idiot in numbers? What, first how many people die, now how many kids he has? I mean, what the fuck's wrong with you?
I can't read or write.
Good for you.
It turns out Kelly is sad because, big shock, Jeff Goldblum's not that hot a father.
You know, sweetie, I know we've had some hard going, but I feel like in the last couple of years we've really kind of started to work things out. Hasn't it been better?
Yeah, but I want you to crack on me a little bit, ground me or something, send me to my room. You never do any of that stuff.
What kid is this? Yeah, because if there's anything children complain the most about, it's not getting punished enough.
You got your gymnastics competition. You've been training for that for months.
You like to have kids, but you just don't want to be with them, do you?
Hey, I'm not the one who dumped you here and split for Paris, so don't take it out on me.
Nice parroting there, Goldblum. Why don't you bring up her aborted brother while you're at it? So the team makes it to the island in search of Sarah, only to find that her bag is left behind.
Sarah!
Wow, even his dreams for his possibly dead girlfriend sound disinterested.
Sarah!
It's like one of his various uhs got in the way of that line. Sarah, ah. They then come across a couple of stegosauruses and marvel in wonder.
Yikes.
And yeah, don't get used to this whole enchanting thing, by the way. There's very little of it in this movie. And eventually, they do come across Sarah, played by Julianne Moore.
Wait. Shh. Just stay there, be quiet.
You just asked the impossible from Jeff Goldblum. Stay there and be quiet. Can't be done. We see she finds an E.T. knockoff and decides she wants to pet it. But the parents see her and charge in an angry rage. This, of course, results in a thrilling anticlimax. But it turns out there's bigger things to worry about, like Goldblum's daughter sneaking on board the trip.
Kelly, what are you doing? No, what are you? Hey, don't go out there. It's not safe. Stay in here.
You guys should definitely go. But I'm gonna stay. I love you. I just don't need you right now.
I'll tell you what you need, a good antipsychotic.
You know, in the first Jurassic Park, they at least tried to set up some character and interesting conversation. Here, it just feels like filler until the fucking T-Rex gets there. In fact, let's play a game. A little game I like to call Try to Be Invested. Just listen to this conversation and honestly act like you give a crap. Seriously, just try to be interested.
So listen, when you're out in the field, nothing we can do can leave any more people say that our findings are contaminated.
I'd be happy to deliver a letter to
Once
your
the
wife
research
or your
release
loved
the
one.
blood
Give
in
a
the
chance
water,
to think
you're
about
dead.
it, okay?
We leave no
Or
scent
Eddie,
of any
you got any
kind,
personal
no
effects
insect
of any
repellent,
kind?
no hair
You know,
tonic,
it's the
no
least I can do.
cologne.
I'll be in
We
there,
seal all our food
guys.
plastic bags. Our presence needs to be 100% antiseptic. If we...
Oh, fuck it. Can I just see the lawyer getting eaten again? God, that's awesome. Can I just watch that for 2 hours? But they hear a noise in the distance. A horrible, terrible sound. What could it possibly be? Man! Yes, ma'am. Man would sodomize your hamster if he could with a... Okay, we know the drill. Let's just see who these guys are. Oh, it's that Peter jerk again. And this time he's accompanied by another Peter, Pete Postlethwaite, and his killer cheekbones, as they try to hunt down some dinosaurs for their zoo in America.
It'll be a packy Back here.
Say that again, Wallen. A what?
The one with the big red horn, the pompadour.
Really? You hire people to hunt dinosaurs who don't even know the names of the dinosaurs? Why would you go hunting with a person who doesn't even know the name of the animal you're hunting? Oh, it's big, it's got antlers, it's got these really big hooves.
A lion?
Yeah! So our heroes look over the horror of what they're seeing and they let it all sink in. What have we become? After all, we're going after innocent creatures like this. Or this. Or even adorable this. Truly, we are the savage animals! So the two Peters come across a baby Tyrannosaurus and trap it in order to capture the mother. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how douchey is this? Oh, this is incredibly douchey. This is like Hitler douchey, no doubt about it. But luckily, Vince Vaughn is loading up and ready for action.
Hammond told me these people might show up. I thought we'd be finished by the time they got started, but in case they weren't, he did send a backup plan.
What backup plan?
Me?
He never uses a weapon in this movie. But to be fair, Vince Vaughn is no stranger to tough situations.
What, a hot older woman made you feel her cans? Stop crying like a little girl.
What'd you do with them? You play the motorboat? You motorboating son of a bitch, you old sailor, you.
So, like friggin' idiots, they let all the dinosaurs out of their cages. And wouldn't you know it, they run amok. Thank God they released all those animals. Now absolutely no human beings will be horribly injured at all.
Audrey, look out! Jump!
By the way, what dinosaur could literally throw a car into a tree? What is this, the Babe Ruthosaurus? And if you think that was stupid of our heroes, take a gander at this. They find the baby T-Rex and bring him to the trailer. Are you guys fucking morons? Why don't you just write "eat me" all over you?
There it is. There's the fracture right above the epiphysis.
Other animals are gonna hear this. Dad, I gotta get out of here, please. I wanna get out of here. I wanna go see my sister.
Yes, listen to the girl. She's the only one who knows what she's talking about. In fact, let's start taking bets about who's gonna die in this movie. You got annoying blabbermouth Jeff Goldblum, idiot scientist Julianne Moore, not such a badass Vince Vaughn, or pudgy doughy guy who's only had 8 lines. Tell me, folks, who do you think is gonna die? Let me emphasize that this is who you think is gonna die, not who you wish was going to die. There you go. So Goldblum gets his daughter to safety, but they hear the T-Rex in the distance. So he tries to call them to let them know the T-Rex is getting closer.
We have no idea what his metabolism is. We'll kill him with too much. We'll put him into respiratory arrest. Nick, I need your hand here. Right here.
You know what? They deserve to die. No, really, let them rot. Goldblum said it himself. Nature is selecting them for extinction. As far as I'm concerned, they're T-Rex chow.
Dad, please stay here.
There, I'm coming right back. I give you my word.
But you never keep your word.
Huh, you got a point. Well, later, bitch. I'm Batman. So, of course, Goldblum arrives just in time to recreate the T-Rex raining scene from the first movie.
Mommy's very angry.
Don't move. Their eyesight's based on who's expendable.
This isn't hunting behavior, Ian. They came for their infants.
Well, duh! Jesus Christ, we have a ranting scientist who can't count, an idiot scientist who kidnaps baby T-Rexes, and a dumbass hunter who lets dangerous beasts go. Is the black girl the only one who has a brain in this movie? So they let the baby T-Rex out and everything seems to be okay. But wouldn't you know it, T-Rexes are vengeful now, as they come back and try to shove the trailer off the cliff. They try to break the windows open to get out, but they just won't budge. Thus, the trailer is knocked over the side and hanging by a thread.
Hang on to something! Hang on to something!
Do something! Do something! Do something!
Sarah!
No, you mean Sarah!
Sarah!
Wait a minute, a second ago they couldn't get the glass open. Now the slightest bit of pressure is gonna bust it? This trailer's as reliable as a BP pipe! They manage to grab her in time as Doughy Guy comes in to save the day. Okay, so his one Jeep somehow manages to pull up 2 trailers. Yeah, you figure that one out. When guess who returns? Now tell me, why the hell did these 2 come back? Did they just want to make sure they were still hanging there? Maybe instead of just leaving them on a cliff, they were like, oh yeah, we're dinosaurs, let's fucking eat something. Oh, hey, is that Mommy? Is she angry? You might still have a chance if she's not very angry. So the guy gets eaten, and watch this. Both trailers fall right through them, not damaging one fucking hair on their heads. I haven't been impressed with such incredible luck since the pipe scene from Twister. Some people have all the contrived conveniences, don't they?
That's chaos, dude.
So the hunters find our heroes and manage to pull them out. I'd just like to point out it was mean, terrible man who helped you out of that incident, while those harmless dinosaurs you were trying to protect ate your Doughy Guy and kicked you off a cliff.
By moving the baby Rex into our camp, we may have changed the adults' perceived territory.
They're what? That's why they persisted in destroying the trailers. They now feel they have to defend this entire area.
Again, we'd like to thank our main heroes for tending to the baby and dooming all people on the island, so they journey to the only control tower where they can possibly make contact.
Making friends with Ahab, huh?
So, you gonna be in the remake of Psycho?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Fucking agent. On the bright side, maybe we can tell William H. Macy not to be in any of these Jurassic Park movies. So as they take a break, one of the hunters, played by Peter Stormare, gets attacked by the Comeuppance-saurus because he attacked them earlier. The other hunters forget about him almost as fast as the audience does. But later that evening, they hear something going bump in the night. It turns out it's the T-Rex because he smells the blood on Julianne Moore's jacket. Interesting, they said before his eyesight's based on movement, but now he operates by smell. Kinda weird, you would think he would smell Dr. Grant and the girl in the first movie, seeing how his nose was right in front of them. But hey, their ancestor's a mosquito, I'm sure their genes got fucked up somewhere. So of course everyone starts fleeing in fear and the T-Rex tries to catch up with them. Again, kinda weird. In the first movie, the T-Rex was fast enough to catch up with a Jeep. In this movie, he's struggling to keep up with a large crowd of people. In fact, didn't Dr. Hammond in the first film say,
well, we clocked the T-Rex at 32 miles an hour.
Well, what the fuck's slowing him down? Oh well, I guess this one has a disadvantage from the other film, seeing how this one was not kept in captivity, has been hunting in the wild for 4 years. I guess that would slow any dinosaur down. Again, mosquitoes! The genetics must be crazy.
That's chaos, dude.
Oh my god, a snake! Is there anything worse than a snake? Oh yeah, the giant Tyrannosaurus waiting for me outside! So while the T-Rex is eating the snakophobe, Jeff Goldblum comes in and helps everybody escape. Only to be attacked by Big Shock, more dinosaurs!
Go. As fast as you can.
Okay, how many lines does Jeff Goldblum whisper in this movie?
Mommy's very angry. Hang on, this is gonna be bad. Kelly.
Go. As fast as you can.
Okay, so while the rest of them try to outrun the raptors, Vince Vaughn gets away and makes it to the tower, trying to radio for help.
Go ahead, Harvard.
Meanwhile, the raptors attack and Goldblum's gang tries to get away from them. No, don't you remember they can open doors? And that too. He manages to hide in the building with the other 2, but they get trapped on the 2nd floor.
Kelly? Kelly, no!
No, Kelly, don't! It's too cliched and too contrived! Yes, folks, she's using her flips and kicks from her gymnastics class to save the day. Yeah, you think that's bad enough, but listen to this.
Hey, you!
I love the fact that the raptor actually turns when she says, hey, you. I mean, Jesus, he actually fell for that? That's thought these things were supposed to be super intelligent, and the move that gets the drop on them is Hey You.
Hey, you!
Yes? What else do you think these morons would fall for? Hey, look over there!
Oh, no, no! Oh, I can't believe I fell for that! I can figure out how to open a door, but not when I'm being had. Oh, God, I'm a bad raptor! I'm a bad raptor!
They finally get away when the chopper that Vince Vaughn called finally arrives. But Popplethwaite still wants to take care of that darn T-Rex.
Well, that's one souvenir they won't be taking with them.
But you stole their bullets? That T-Rex is eating people, you asshole! My God, these are the people that helped you out of the cliff and told you where the radio tower is. And you're honestly going to take away their only means of defending themselves? Jesus! All you ever do is wave your finger at how people are gonna get killed, and yet you're constantly getting people killed! Fuck's wrong with you? You're terrible heroes, all of you! You deserve to be shot! Damn it, Vaughn! I guess in the long run it doesn't matter because they still capture the T-Rex anyway and bring him to San Diego. But the ship crashes into the docks as it seems the T-Rex got out of his cage, ate the crew, and somehow locked himself back in the cage.
Where's the crew? All over the place.
Look at this, don't you love it how the T-Rex ripped a guy from his hand and yet somehow didn't damage any other part of the room? Considerate animal, isn't he? Well, of course, some dumbass presses the button and accidentally lets the T-Rex go, allowing the monster to run amok all throughout San Diego.
Now you're John Hammond.
That's right, now you're John Hammond. I didn't even know we were supposed to hate him by this point, but ooh, I hate him now! So the T-Rex roams the neighborhood and searches for water. That's nothing. You should see Susie next door. Oh look, even Boomer makes a cameo in this movie.
There's a dinosaur in our backyard.
Yes, but what about Boomer?
We'll get you another Boomer.
So Goldblum and Moore go to find the baby T-Rex as a means to lure the father back to the boat.
Hey, what the hell you think you're doing?
We're taking the kid. If you really want to stop us, shoot us.
No, they just let him drive away, of course, because, you know, it's not like it's their job to stop him or anything. And we see the T-Rex ripping the city a new one. Oh, wait a minute. King Lear starring Arnold Schwarzenegger? Why the hell aren't I watching that movie? You go back and start again, film. I want to see Arnold! So they lure the T-Rex back with the baby, he eats that Peter bad guy, and they finally seal him back in the boat. And thus we get our last-minute moral from the evil John Hammond. Oh, I hate him so much, I hate him so much. Oh wait, the music's indicating we like him now.
These creatures require our absence to survive, not our help. And if we could only step aside and trust in nature, life will find a way.
Dum 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 dum. This was dumb da dum dum dum. This film was so fucking dumb dumb. Da da dum dum. God, what a terrible follow-up to a kick-ass movie. I'm not gonna act like the first film was perfect, but it was a basic fun survival flick. This just seems phoned in. The characters are forgettable when they're not incredibly stupid. The story is unbelievably forced. And the whole animal rights thing really backfires when the people trying to promote it are constantly making things worse. There's no sense of wonder, no sense of adventure. It's just setup scenes for the dinosaurs to walk in and destroy. That's it! It's a bad sequel, plain and simple. The only good thing to come out of this is maybe someone will possibly get the idea to film King Lear with Arnold Schwarzenegger. And when the highlight of a movie is another movie that doesn't exist, that's a bad sign. I'm the Nostalgia Critic, I remember it, so you don't have to.
Now, there were supposed to be dinosaurs in this dinosaur review, right? Hello? Hello? Yes?
Nostalgia Critic. Guy remembered so you don't have to. Jurassic fucking Park. When this film came out, people went nuts. Not only did it have groundbreaking CGI effects, but it had action-packed suspense, a sense of awe and wonder, and just seemed gigantic. So when it was re-released in 3D recently, you bet your ass I got over to the theater to relive all those awesome memories. And how did it hold up? It was awesome! But maybe not as awesome as I remember. Look, I'm not saying it's a bad movie. Far from it. If anything, it's held up extraordinarily well. I'm just saying that while we were so blown away by how huge it was, we might have overlooked some problems that we either didn't see or chose to ignore. I know something like Jurassic Park 3 is worse, and trust me, we'll get to that train wreck in our time. But it's still an interesting journey looking back at something that was so groundbreaking and popular without the nostalgia goggles. So, let's take a look at an adventure 65 million years in the making, or 3. This is Jurassic Park. So we start out in Spielberg's favorite place to go in all of his movies, Spotlight Fetish Land. Yeah, I don't know if you've noticed, but this guy is obsessed with shining spotlights in your face as much as humanly possible. Every frame feels like a whimsical police interrogation. They try to transport one of the highly intelligent raptors via portal cube, when of course, something goes wrong. You know, was there really no other way to get these things into their cages? Brute force doesn't do much compared to common sense. I mean, look at the forklift. They could lift it just a little bit higher and boom, drop it in. Or tranquilizers, why not tranquilizers? Couldn't they just knock these things out and then slip them in that way? Or were the raptors too smart for that plan? Shoot her! Run away in comedic fashion. So they lose one of the workers in the attack as we cut to the prettiest, mullet-obsessed paleontologist to roam the Earth. They're led by Dr. Grant, played by I swear I'm not a New Zealander, Sam Neill.
Look at the half-moon shape. You want to have one of those? A flock of birds evading a predator.
And Dr. Settler, his girl, fuck buddy, played by Laura Dern, who seems to always suffer from terminal mumbling.
Imperfections in your skin. It's not mission compatible. Yeah, Ellen, look at this. Small versions of adult unpredictability. John, they're out there.
Did she eat an ice cream scoop of peanut butter before coming to the set?
Well, maybe dinosaurs have more in common with present-day birds than they do with reptiles.
Look at the vertebrae, full of air sacs and hollows, just like a bird.
And even the word raptor means bird of prey.
Raptors were very aware of this when they were naming themselves.
That doesn't look very scary. More like a 6-foot turkey.
A turkey, huh?
Oh, no.
So he scares the little kid by showing him something he never thought he'd see on the hunt for dinosaur bones. A dinosaur bone! Ah!
You want to have one of those?
I don't want that kid, but a breed of child Dr. Grant could be intriguing.
But the work is interrupted by John Hammond.
Blow me bagpipes!
Who offers to fund their dig further if they offer outside opinion on his new park due to the loss of the worker earlier.
I mean, let's face it, in your particular field, you're the top minds.
Yes! You have no idea how computers work and you study ancient plant life. Clearly nobody would be more qualified.
I like you. Both of you. I can tell instantly about people. It's a gift.
Obviously, he took that into consideration when he hired this guy. Dennis Nedry, played by Wayne Knight before his heart decided he wanted to live, who we see is betraying John Hammond by handing over the dinosaur embryos to evil dinosaur makers, I guess, in order to get more money. And you might notice one of the main problems with the first third of this movie. It focuses a great deal amount of time somehow hastily rushing a ton of exposition.
On delivery, 50,000 more for each viable embryo.
We are facing a $20 million lawsuit.
There's a particular pebble in my shoe represents my investors.
7 o'clock tomorrow night on the East Dock.
48 hours from now, if they're not convinced, I'm not convinced.
Says that they insist on outside opinion.
But it's alright. To account for that, they make the characters' motivations and story arcs disgustingly simple. Even down to dressing them in Care Bear colors so you can easily remember which one is which. Which one's Grant? Oh, he's the one in blue. Which one's Hammond? Oh, he's the one in white. Which one's the a-hole everyone will fall in love with until they realize he's just gonna do that one note for the rest of his life until they want to dig their brains out with a fork because he's so goddamn irritating? That's the darkly dressed evil one known as Jeff Goldblum. Shoot him! Shoot him! Yeah, Goldblum, or the Wizard of Oz as I like to call him, wasn't a complete unknown before this flick, but he became a household name after it became a hit, and people fell in love with his performance. And at the time, it was kind of charming. People have never heard this kind of performance in a blockbuster film before.
We're going to conduct an experiment. It should be still. The car's bouncing up and down, but that's okay.
But once we discovered that he fell in love with his performance, even more than we fell in love with his performance, to a point where he never wanted to leave that performance, we do end up asking ourselves, how the fuck do we ever like this performance to begin with? Stop!
There it is.
Good luck getting this theme song out of your head. It will be in your brain for weeks or till you're dead.
The full 50 miles of perimeter fence are in place.
And the concrete moats, and the motion sensor tracking systems. Donald, dear boy, relax.
The only thing we don't have is security in case a storm comes or the power goes out. But we have this guy for that. So we good.
Spared no expense.
I shut you down, John.
In 48 hours, I'll be accepting your apologies.
So they arrive at the star attraction, Laura Dern mugs for the trailer, and we get our first look at Gertie.
It's a dinosaur.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
They're moving in herds. They do move in herds.
Really? That's the big teardropper line? Kind of random, isn't it? I mean, is that kind of like looking out over the herd and saying,
They eat their own shit. They do eat their own shit.
Hammond takes them to the visitor center to show them how they're made. Apparently it was done through the miracle of cloning. One of the many illegal processes I'm sure went into making this place a reality.
DNA strand, like me, is a blueprint for building a living thing. And sometimes...
Oh, spotlight fetish. I don't care if I'm the only director in the world who has it. I will make you a star.
100 million years ago, there were mosquitoes, just like today. After biting a dinosaur, the mosquito would land on the branch of a tree and get stuck in the sap. The tree sap would get hard and become fossilized, just like a dinosaur bone, preserving the mosquito inside.
Okay, even if you were to buy this half-baked science that even Donatello would call a little suspicious, what are the chances of finding tons of mosquitoes not only millions of years old, not only have bitten every popular dinosaur to be marketed, but also all happen to get stuck in tree sap? Did they all happen to be in the same nest during the great Sapalanche of Gajillion BC?
Well, it took all day, but I think we bit every popular and most marketable dinosaur known to man.
That's why I love binge drinking with you guys.
Now let's rest our little tummies before we puke up whatever's left of them.
Sapavalanche! A sapavalanche is coming to destroy the town!
Go get help.
Oh, come on, man.
I can't move. No, I can't move. You need to go and get help.
Come on,
I mean,
man.
I'm gonna die. You're gonna die. Do you want us to die? Do you want us to die right now? You want me to just explode if I move? I mean, is that what you want? Is that what you want from me? I mean, you want me to... Fine, I'll go get help. I wonder if I'm a blood donor.
We get a whimsical moment number I'm not even going to bother counting as we see one of the baby dinosaurs being born.
What species is this?
It's a velociraptor.
We bred raptors.
Ah, so he can't identify the dinosaur from his trademark make kid wet pants speech even when he's holding the damn thing right in his motherfucking hands. Great job picking those top minds you were talking about there, Hammond.
Spared no expense.
This brings us to the projector room, where I'm sure Spielberg is projecting right now with how much his spotlight fetish is being fueled.
Oh, so backlit. Oh, so illuminating. Oh, I could hump the white outline that it makes on the side of their heads. Oh.
We can charge anything we want, $2,000 a day, $10,000 a day, and people will pay it.
This park was not built to cater only for the super rich. Everyone in the world has the right to enjoy these animals.
Yeah, everyone should be allowed to fly their personal helicopters to their Hawaiian islands after getting storm insurance. We're looking after the little guy. But Goldblum, is not happy.
You stood on the shoulders of geniuses to accomplish something as fast as you could, and before you even knew what you had, you patented it and packaged it and slapped it on a plastic lunchbox, and now you're selling it. You want to sell it. Well,
wow. That was an excellent argument against the Lost World. I mean, everything you said in there, I totally agree.
You four are gonna have a spot of company out in the park.
Grandpa!
Kids!
Oh good, the appetizers arrived. Now we can start our tour with the latest and greatest in high-tech ingenuity.
It's an interactive CD-ROM!
Holy shit, it's packaged CD-ROM! Oh my god, tell me it doesn't have X-Wing! Tell me it doesn't have X-Wing!
The appropriate information will be automatically selected. Welcome to Jurassic Park.
What do they got in there, King Kong?
Oh, come on, you could have worked in 3 more uhs into that sentence. What they got in there, King Kong? But sadly, the tour doesn't seem to be going very well as none of the dinosaurs show up to be seen. It's okay because Goldblum uses his traditional pickup tricks that always seem to get him women at TGI Fridays.
tiny variations. The orientation of the hairs on your hands.
Hey, Ellen, look at this.
The amount of blood descending your vessels, imperfections in the skin.
Imperfections in your skin?
Microscopic.
My God, it's like the new NBC sitcom, Rambles and Mumbles.
One's a horny chaotician, the other's a giggling plant expert who doesn't want to get married but surprisingly wants kids for some reason. Together, they make the greatest couple nobody can understand or want to listen to since Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker. Rambles and Mumbles, coming soon to NBC. Wow, that was fast.
They get out of the car and stumble across a sick Triceratops, but Sattler is determined to figure out what's causing the sickness. Now, in reality, this scene serves no purpose to the plot apart from separating Sattler from the group. And let's be honest, it only exists so kids can giggle when he says this line.
That is one big pile of shit.
Your career in a nutshell. But Nidri has to hurry with those embryos or else the obvious video that everyone in the audience said was an obvious video, seriously, you can crop that shot just a notch, says the storm is coming and that the ship has to leave with everyone on it.
Oh, look how lens flary it is. Oh yeah.
So he says the power's gonna go in and out, thinking he can make it back in time before anybody notices. But he gets lost, resulting in all the power shutting down and the cars getting stuck in the worst place possible. And this leads to easily the best character in the whole movie. the absolute star of the whole goddamn thing.
I'm a motherfucking T-Rex! I'm a motherfucking T-Rex! It's a motherfucking T-Rex!
This badass mother owns it. This scene is about as perfectly paced and perfectly suspenseful as a scene can get.
I'm a motherfucking T-Rex! I'm a motherfucking T-Rex!
I think everything about her can be summed up in that one awesome roar. Oh god, I bet if you translated that roar, every single one would declare her ability of just owning this goddamn movie.
Boy, do I hate being right all the time.
But things get real when Bulgy Eyes and young Ferris Bueller are being attacked.
Little comedy from me, the Goldblum.
Yeah, what was the line that Hammond said earlier?
In 48 hours, I'll be accepting your apologies.
I'm sorry I ever took you on as a client! Ah!
Lawyer. Tastes like deep-rooted insecurity and bitterness. Grant gives Bulgy Eyes out, but young Ferris Bueller is still stuck in the car, and the T-Rex throws it over.
I'm the motherfucking T-Rex!
I'm sorry, I need a minute to recover from such awesomeness. Play the music!
We do each other good, T-Rex. We do each other real good.
Back to the story. Nidra gets his card stuck and does his best to pull it out.
There's the road. Bring your light back up.
Was that a cartoon sound effect? Did Schumacher take over for 1 second of filming? Buddy comes across a nasty visitor. Or at least she becomes nasty when the prop guy pulls the strings. Yep, just ruined that scene forever for you. Grant manages to get young Ferris Bueller out of the tree and tries making their way back. Meanwhile, Sattler comes across Goldblum just in time to partake in another badass T-Rex scene. Eat those bitches! Don't forget the mirror scene that proportionally makes no sense, but it's still so goddamn cool. Yeah, that so doesn't add up. Hey, look on the bright side. At least you gave Toy Story 2 something to parody. The next morning, Grant and the kids come across some friendly brachiosauruses. I have to admit, this is one of the lesser effects in the movie. I don't know, maybe because it's at a profile, but does anyone else think it looks like just a giant, expensive sock puppet?
Can I touch it?
Sure. Just think of it as kind of a big cow.
I like cows.
Well, I know we sounded weird to me too. Not that you can make the phrase, I like cows, sound all that natural, but it goes pretty Lucas there, doesn't it?
I like cows.
But I don't like sand.
Up here.
I like snot.
Suddenly, Grant discovers the dinosaurs are breeding, which seems impossible seeing how all of them are females.
They mutated the dinosaur genetic code and blended it with that of frogs. Now, Some West African frogs have been known to spontaneously change sex from male to female in a single-sex environment.
Funny how this is common knowledge to me, and yet none of the highly paid scientists who put this together ever considered this a possibility.
Spared no expense.
But at least they did think of this possibility, a lysine contingency.
Lysine contingency is intended to prevent the spread of the animals in case they ever get off the island. Dr. Wu inserted a gene that creates a single faulty enzyme in protein metabolism. The animals can't manufacture the amino acid lysine. Unless they're completely supplied with lysine by us, they slip into a coma and die.
Oh, great. Why don't you do that?
That is absolutely out of the question.
Okay. Guess we can just add this to the grocery list of scenes that go nowhere in this movie. Yeah, really think about it. There's quite a few, aren't there? Hammond not showing up because his daughters get a divorce. Goldblum hitting on Sattler and her fuck buddy finding out. Digging through dino shit. The lysine. Those weird fucking goggles. What was the point of all those?
Spared no expense.
You spare purpose, though. Lots and lots of purpose. But I've had it with these motherfucking dinosaurs on this motherfucking island agrees to shut down the system and restart it.
Oh, why don't I just shoot all my movies at a lighthouse? I can write that in somehow.
It's on. It worked.
What do you mean it worked? Everything's still off.
Well, maybe the shutdown tripped the circuit breakers. All we have to do is turn them back on.
Where are the breakers?
Maintenance shed, the other end of the compound. 3 minutes, I can have power back on the entire park.
Well, now, just to be safe, I want everybody in the emergency bunker.
Wait, did I just hear that right? You're sending the only computer guy on the island outside with the killer dinosaurs alone? Huh, can't see anything going wrong there.
Something went wrong. I'm gonna go get the power back on.
You can't just stroll down the road.
Oh, you mean like the way you just let that guy stroll down the road? Oh yeah, the black dude can handle his own, but when the pretty white lady has to go, hell no, suit up, it's too dangerous out there. Even Hammond can't bear to see her go where they easily toss the black guy.
It ought to be me really going.
Why?
Well, and you're,
Look, we can discuss sexism and survival situations when I get back.
It is funny him confusing strength and gender, seeing how most of the things on the island trying to kill him have a vagina. So Sattler makes it to the building and turns on the power just as young Ferris Bueller is climbing the fence.
I'm gonna count to 3. 1, 2.
Tim! No, Tim!
Well, at least we know what we're having for dinner. Oh, Timmy! Yes, thank God! Sattler, on the other hand, could be better.
Mr. Arnold.
Why did nobody tell me it wasn't just a stroll down the road?
She gets out okay, but Velociraptor Dundee seems to have his own problems to deal with.
Clever girl.
Waiting for me to turn around to acknowledge your intelligence. Clever, gloating, egotistical girl. Ah! Yep, if you haven't noticed, these things are damn smart. Even when Grant leaves the kids alone in a building with no locked doors. How stupid. They manage to open up the doors, corner them in the kitchen, and yet somehow never manage to get these twerps. Yeah, you go on and on about how smart they are and how they can even track die-hard hunters, yet 2 little kids with literally no way out give them the slip? I mean, couldn't they just be like...
Oh, Stephanie, could you be awesome and stand guard at the door while I sniff our dinner out? Of course, Vanessa. Thank you. No prob. Hey, did you hear about Andrea's spontaneous change of sex? Yeah, that was weird.
So like I said, the kids get away and meet up with Grant and Sattler, who get them to the control room to turn everything back on, including the door locks. Which was kind of stupid, hooking up everyday door locks to their computer. Should have thought that one through.
Spared no expense.
So while Bulgy Eyes tries to boot up all the power to the park, because they clearly went into great detail about what a computer expert she is.
I'm a hacker.
See? It's up to young Ferris Bueller to hand Sattler the gun. Hand Sattler the gun. The chair doesn't need a massage as much as Sattler needs the gun.
Can't get it unless I move!
Boys' assistants needed 2 steps fucking behind you. Boys' assistants needed 2 steps fucking behind you.
Now well, they got the power back on, and at least they have more ammo they can use for later.
It's gonna come through the glass!
Or miss a whopping 4 times. What, are the raptors agents from the Matrix? How the hell can you miss 4 times hitting a dinosaur? They climb aboard that thing the Flintstones eat at the end credits when it seems like they're cornered. How the hell could they get out of this one?
T-Rex! I'm a motherfucking T-Rex!
God damn it, I love you, T-Rex! You are the most awesome goddamn thing! Even though it makes no sense how they couldn't hear you come in, even though your footsteps always make the ground shake, you just gave the most epic, awesome ending this movie deserved! All she needs is a mic drop. I swear, that's the only thing missing. She fucking owns everything that ever existed. She just needs a mic drop. And thus, they all seem to make it out okay. Mammoths. Next time, definitely mammoths. Aw, my touching story arc is complete.
Let's split in the third film.
Okay. And the moral of the story, kids, when a white Scottish man offers you to see his park, you say no. And that's Jurassic Park. It's got its flaws, even some major flaws, but I'm sorry, it's still fucking awesome. The effects for the most part still look great. The story is not devoid of intelligent conversation. The characters, though maybe a little too simplistic at times, are still likable. And it still has the size and scope to not only enchant, but also scare. It's suspenseful and fun despite that there's some typical Spielberg moments, both good and bad. Not to mention just the straight up awesome factor. It knows what to give the audience and just how much suspension of disbelief we can lend to still enjoy it. As action-packed adventures go, this is one that is still a lot of fun and very impressive. And of course, let's be honest here, it made the T-Rex a motherfucking star again. Drop that mic, bitch!
T-Rex! I'm the Nostalgia Critic. Now remember, you don't have to. T-Rex! I'm a motherfucking T-Rex!
Critic. What the hell? Sorry, I just had a night meme. A what? A night meme, something you swear you're never gonna do again, but then it works its way into your subconscious so it keeps popping up.
Don't you mean nightmare?
No. That's yet to come. Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic guy. Remember it so you don't have to. Once upon a time, there was an awesome movie called Jurassic World. Then it gave birth to a shitty sequel called The Lost World.
I don't think so.
And then that gave birth to The Lost Cause, Jurassic Park 3. This is the one that many people consider to be the absolute worst of the series. But is it really the worst? I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a bad movie. It's a complete waste of time. But in a strange way, it kind of knows it's a waste of time. So it doesn't even try to be anything big and massive like its predecessors. On the one hand, it's kind of refreshing, as it's only an hour and a half long instead of 2.5 hours, and most of the time is focused on the dinosaur chases and not annoying characters. Ben! Well, I said most. But does that mean the movie should be hated more or less? It's kind of like punishing a child for doing nothing wrong, but the punishment is so ridiculously lenient that it's obvious the child isn't gonna learn his lesson. What's more tragic, the child wrongfully being punished or the parent not giving a crap if the punishment's effective? Let's finish off this trilogy. 60 million years in the suck. This is Jurassic Park 3. It begins with a kid paragliding with some tour guides along the island from the second film that's apparently restricted. And in case that wasn't clear for all the kindergartners this movie was made for, they write it in big cartoon letters to clarify. Thank you. Why don't you just spell it out a little bit more in case we're too fucking stupid to follow? So, yeah, the movie's pretty much emphasizing you'd have to be a goddamn idiot to go here, so we see some goddamn idiots who decide to go here.
Make sure you get as close as you can! And not too close, eh? You don't want to be eaten!
I mean, come on. They know they're taking a kid into a restricted area filled with fucking dinosaurs. What could possibly go? Yeah, after the dinosaurs eat the boat, the kid and the other guy, obviously there just to get eaten, cut loose, and get blown onto the island. This leads us to Dr. Grant, a man who says he has no interest in returning to Jurassic Park unless he's paid a shit ton of money. He's played by Sam Neill, a man who says he has no interest in returning to Jurassic Park unless he's paid a shit ton of money. Hey, can't fault good casting.
My editor thinks he's a paleontologist. That's good. Hey, Mark!
We see what absolutely nobody wanted to see. Dr. Grant and Dr. Sattler completely split up as she decided to have a family with someone else. Oh yeah. You nailed that one, movie. That's exactly what everybody was hoping was going to happen by the end of the first film. Just like Tommy Lee Jones splitting up with his wife in Men in Black 2, or the orphanage being shut down in Blues Brothers 2000, or all the supporting characters being killed in Alien 3. You made one of the most likable elements in the previous film mean completely nothing. Why don't you just write a big sign at the ending of the first movie saying,
"You don't like this. You don't want to see this go anywhere. Do not focus on the heartwarming moment we're intentionally focusing on." Bullshit.
So you know Mark's been working for the State Department now.
Yeah, what do you do, Mark?
Yes, what do you do aside from pumping out children for my baby-obsessed former girlfriend?
So what are you working on now?
Raptors, mostly.
My favorite.
The even stranger thing is, they still have chemistry. When they talk, I want to see them together. I want to see them figure out dinosaur shit.
We found what looks like a very sophisticated resonating chamber.
Wait a second. So we were right. I mean, they had the ability to vocalize.
But nope. His girlfriend in this movie is replaced by this guy, Billy, played by Castor Troy's brother from Face Off. And this time, instead of focusing on swapping faces, he's focusing on swapping raptor voices. As, get this, they recreate a raptor's vocal chamber, so they can flawlessly recreate a raptor's call.
Listen to this.
Yeah, I'm sure that's how it works. Hey look, I have the vocal chambers of Keanu Reeves.
Whoa. Bogus. Somebody put me in a good movie.
But it comes too late, as Dr. Grant has to go from fundraiser to try and raise money to continue his digging work.
Does anyone have a question?
Does anyone have a question that does not relate to Jurassic Park?
Hey, it's like the real Sam Neill at a comic convention.
Isn't all this conjecture kind of moot? Once the UN in Costa Rica and everyone decides how to handle that second island?
What John Hammond did at Jurassic Park is create genetically engineered theme park monsters.
You wouldn't want to get onto Isla Sorna and study them if you had the chance?
No force on earth or heaven could get me on that island.
That's right, no force on heaven or earth could possibly get him on that island. Except for the exact same thing that got him there in the first one.
I could write all kinds of numbers on this check, Dr. Grant.
This expedition is run by Paul Pussy and Amanda Pussy, played by William H. Macy and Taya Leone, who tell Dr. Grant they want to explore Isla Sequel on a plane for their anniversary. And because this movie is just eager to get itself over with, he blindly agrees. But he can't help but feel something terrible lies in the future.
Alan! Alan!
And that was our first big scare, everybody. A prehistoric version of the Muppet Show.
Alan!
Fucking fail. I'm sorry, I don't care at what strategic point you put it or in what area you have it pop out, there is no way a dinosaur saying
Alan
is ever going to be scary.
Alan!
No, I told you, it's not gonna work.
Alan!
No, I told you, it's not happening.
Alan!
That's it, I'm out of here.
Alan!
You piss off!
Hey, Critic, I've got this pain in my stomach. Could you check it out?
Yeah, sure.
Alan.
Damn it! Will you get lost?
Alan.
Hello?
Hello, is this Nostalgia Critic?
Yeah?
This is the St. Joseph Hospital. I regret to inform you that your mother has just passed away.
What?
Yes, she died last night peacefully in her sleep.
God, I didn't even know she was sick.
She wanted to keep it from you. She knew how busy you were and didn't want to interrupt your work.
Sweet Jesus.
She fought hard. She put up a good fight. But in the end, there's simply nothing we can do. I'm sorry, son.
What? Did she leave any final words?
As a matter of fact, she did.
Well, what were they?
It was one single solitary word.
Well, what was it, please?
All right. Are you listening?
Yeah.
Are you listening?
Yeah.
Are you listening?
Yeah.
Are you listening?
Yeah.
All right. Here is her final word.
Alan.
I hate this stare!
I got it. Forgotten.
And if you look down below, you'll see the leftover animation from The Land Before Time 6. Oh, I mean, don't they look real? Wow.
We have a landing strip up ahead. You want me to put it down?
What do you mean set it down? You can't land here. What are you talking about?
However, when they look for a place to land, Dr. Grant urges them not to, but gets knocked out. When he wakes up, he finds out that the whole point of this journey wasn't to just go sightseeing, but to bring back their son who got lost while paragliding. They also have little to no money, are currently divorced, and really enjoy annoyingly shouting their son's name.
Eric! 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 Eric!
Do you think this island is the police office from Home Alone? I don't think you can just randomly find someone by shouting across the room.
Will you tell your wife to stop making that noise? That is a very, very bad idea.
Dr. Grant said that's a bad idea.
What's a bad idea?
What was that?
George of the Jungle, what do you think? So as our team is clearly wondering why the hell they didn't bring a helicopter, seeing how they don't need a runway, the plane is knocked over by something obviously hungry for extras.
Oh, please let this be one of those monster movies where the black guy doesn't get. God damn it!
It's okay, just use the bullhorn to call the police.
Alright, you guys go ahead. I'm gonna keep looking for you in here. Oh, hey, I see what you did there.
But sure enough, who makes another appearance?
I'm the motherfucking T-Rex!
Yeah! Fuck yeah! Go in there and teach that squiggly jawed bitch! Yeah! Yeah! No. That didn't just happen. That was the motherfucking T-Rex. Nobody outdoes the motherfucking T-Rex. Who's this bitch that thinks she's the motherfucking T-Rex? She's not the motherfucking T-Rex. In the poster for Transformers 4, the splooging of the dong. That's not a dinosaur that looks like Daffy Duck's beak after it got shot. It's the motherfucking T-Rex. It's like killing off Batman and replacing him with super duper better man. No. There's just some things you do not fuck around with. It's like taking a kid's favorite toy and being like, hey there, kiddo. You like your Dora the Explorer doll?
Sure do.
Well, what would you think if I got you a brand new Barbie doll?
Oh, that's okay. I love Dora.
No, you love Barbie.
I'm pretty sure I love Dora.
Oh, look at that. Barbie killed Dora. Now you have to love Barbie.
Poor Dora.
You will care nothing for her. You instead love your Barbie doll.
I don't want to.
You will love her.
No, Daddy, no.
Wow. I was in a dark place when I wrote that. But what do you expect? Can Can you really fucking blame me after seeing the motherfucking T-Rex be... I need a break. Here's a donation site to give money to the greatest dinosaur who ever existed. How's a motherfucking T-Rex? So after the T-Rex is killed by the Who Cares-osaurus, Dr. Grant lets out his frustration on Mr. and Mrs. Pussy.
No. Please don't. Stop, please.
And as is typical with every Téa Leoni performance, Willy Wonka feigning interest still comes off as more convincing.
Please don't. Stop, please.
Stop, don't come back.
The whole movie, she's like a robot who's trying to figure out this human thing called emotion.
Because we have permission to fly low. You're not gonna look for Dr. Grant? You drive 5 miles under the speed limit, Paul. I shot this the morning they disappeared. If he'd been with you, he'd be completely safe. We even have 2 seats reserved on the first commercial flight to the moon.
I find it extremely difficult to predict what you will find acceptable. Perhaps hunger will compel you to try it again.
It also doesn't help that she breathes through her mouth more than Kristen Stewart does. Look at this scene. She doesn't say a line conveying emotion or anything. It just holds on her fucking leaving her mouth open. It's really kind of baffling.
Something to see from the air.
By a pretty big fucking amount of luck, they find the kid's parachute as well as Ben, the guy who was paragliding with him. Or at least what's left of him. You know, I didn't think it was possible to out-Capshaw Kate Capshaw, but lady, you are seriously cutting off the nuts of my patience.
Okay, you're free.
I'm gonna go star in an Adam Sandler movie to make his acting look good.
Get her back, Mr. Kirby.
Amanda!
But they come across not the safest of environments.
I hate these guys.
Things don't get any better when they come across a research lab where the worst kind of raptor is waiting. The Mohawk Raptor. Dude, I just want to be the drummer for Blink 182.
He's calling for help.
I'm intrigued by this thing I said I'd never be intrigued by in the opening. So the raptors let out the call of Darth Vader with mucus buildup. As everyone gets to safety except Grant.
Oh no! Maybe we should have actually eaten him instead of looking at him for a couple seconds.
I just wanted another one to say clever girl.
Julie!
I'm sorry. It was just so cool when he said it. I just wanted to hear somebody else say it again.
You are so insecure, Julie.
Shut up!
You shut up!
Thank God Princess Mononoke comes in to save the day, which turns out to be Eric Von Plotpoint.
When the engine cleared out, they left a lot of stuff behind.
Any weapons?
No, I just used the last of the gas grenades.
Eric, I have to tell you, I'm astonished that you've lasted 8 weeks on this island.
Is that all it's been?
Okay, I'm all for strong kid characters contributing more to a story aside from being a helpless waif, but 8 weeks on his fucking own? On a goddamn island filled with dinosaurs?
This is T-Rex P. How'd you get it?
You don't want to know.
Why the hell did we even need to rescue this kid? We could just drop a bunch of paper clips and a balloon and he'd have an army-style raft in a millisecond. They shouldn't be saving that kid, he should be saving them.
Did you read Malcolm's book?
It was kind of preachy. And too much chaos. Everything's chaos. It seemed like the guy was kind of high on himself.
That and he included all his ums. Who does that? But when looking for one another, they hear a phone ring and conclude that it must be the other group.
I knew it! My God.
However, strangely enough, neither of them seem to have the phone.
I don't have it. I loaned it to Nash. He must have had it when he...
You have a voicemail.
Run.
Boy, strange how they could hear the ring of a tiny phone, and yet the giant clomping sounds of a monster even bigger than the T-Rex who shook the ground whenever she walked, for some reason didn't catch their ears. Yes, obviously, if she could crash through a giant spike-filled gate, surely a small steel door would be too much for her. I'm sure she shares in the same pain as the aliens from Science. But we do discover why the raptors have been pursuing them as long as they were. Billy, a fucking expert on dinosaurs, thought stealing a few eggs wouldn't piss them off at all.
I took them on an impulse. I thought they'd be worth a fortune, enough to fund the dig site another 10 more years. But I did it with the best intentions.
Some of the worst things imaginable have been done with the best intentions.
Just look at every Academy Awards show. So he decides there's only one thing to do with the eggs.
Destroy it!
What if they catch us with them?
What if they catch us without them?
I thought we agreed we do not negotiate with raptors. So Indiana Schmo tries to leave them out safely, but guess what the fuck they come across? More dinosaurs! Oh god, Terry's never been the same since they canceled Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Will you come outside and play with me? Will you go outside and play with me now?
Huh. I guess the mother wants the kids to work for their food? I know whenever I feed a baby, I put the food at least 5 feet away from them. Lazy bastards should work for their own damn grub. Of course, he manages to pack the parachute perfectly, despite it being ripped up by a tree, and manages to save the kid.
Terry, I told you not to play Acapulco Cliff Diver in the playhouse! Terry, what's the matter with you? That's the fish's water!
But sadly, it seems like he's not able to save himself. Despite the loss of their wingman, they still managed to throw in a few seconds of, oh yeah, dinosaurs are magical and shit. And I mean literally a few seconds. 37 to be exact.
37?
Yeah, 37. This whole movie is like a Jurassic Park paint by numbers. There's no flow or segue, it's just hitting the points you know you need to hit. Hit the build-up, hit the big dino moment, hit the little dino moment, hit the ooh-ah moment. Except in that ooh and ah moment, not only is it incredibly short, but the dinosaurs aren't even that whimsical looking. They look creepy as fucking shit. They look like purple sores crossed with that new faceless Joker. This isn't charming, it's scary as hell. Ooh. Well, thankfully they come across one of the intentionally scary ones though. This ought to get a few thrills at least. Okay, I think I figured out the problem here. All the dinosaurs that are supposed to be really threatening are either laughably useless or distractingly cute, and all the dinosaurs are supposed to be harmless or terrifyingly frightening or horrendously hideous. I think someone in the design department got a few notes backwards. Oh, it's time to paint and number obligatory rain scene with monster in it, as Flintstoneosaurus attacks yet again. What is this dinosaur's deal with these guys? It's not like there isn't bigger game to chase. Hell, the fucking T-Rex probably would have fed her for a month. So why does she keep going after them? Maybe to dinosaurs, all people look like running middle fingers. Hey, it makes about as much sense as any other reason. But Grant finally manages to get the cell phone to work. So, who does he call? The police? The army? The navy? Okay.
Hello?
Take the phone to mommy now!
Unfortunately, the kid gets distracted by the irony channel and they have to fight the dino off themselves.
The river! Save me!
Hello?
Well, to be fair, that was scarier than most of the other dinosaurs in this movie. But they managed to swim their way out just in time to paint number action breakup dialogue. Oh, it doesn't matter what it is they talk about. It could be anything. Really, fucking anything. Just to make people think they're not watching anything but mindless action when clearly that's exactly what they're doing. Come on, just a solid minute of filler.
Remember when we went fishing a couple of summers ago? I was putting the boat in the water and the trailer sank. The tow truck tried to pull us out and it got dragged in too. The truck driver wanted to knock my lights out. I miss fishing.
Or 10 fucking seconds will apparently do too. Wow, that must have been like a record. Possibly the fastest pointless exchange ever in an action movie. But like I said, nobody cares about getting invested this time around. Just show us what toys you want us to buy and we'll be good. Ah, here we go. Okay, these are built up as like the greatest hunters. Why do they always just look at them instead of attacking them and or getting their eggs back? What is this, some kind of power trip for them?
Well, what do we got here, Squiggy?
Looks like a couple of dweebos that don't need their lunch money.
Oh, it'd be a shame if something wants to happens to them.
You said it, Squints.
But, of course, Grant manages to communicate with them via bullshit horn. The translation might have gotten a little jumbled though. They manage, of course, to get away and come across a scene from Lost? As it turns out, Sattler called the right people to save the day.
Thank God we dropped off that guy in the suit totally alone ahead of time, or else you'd be less likely to commit that visual to memory.
Okay, hold on. So a scientist who's not very rich or famous gets help to go after another scientist who's not very rich or famous and gets the fucking army. But when a little kid who would obviously make headlines if he showed up dead is in trouble, what do we get?
Bullshit! Bullshit!
Even Billy seems to have somehow made it out okay. I don't know, the movie doesn't care to explain it, why should we care to hear it? Until it seems the adventure is not quite over.
What the hell is that?
Dr. Grant, look! Where do you think they're going?
I don't know, maybe just looking for new nesting grounds. It's a whole new world for them.
Let's go home.
Except for the fact that it is over. What the flying fuck was the point of that? Oh good, the things that try to peck our dicks off are looking for a new nesting ground. Whoopity fucking do, why is this worth mentioning? Hell, why are you even trying to make it look like a good thing? Killer dinosaurs can take flight and are flying towards your homes. What's with the whimsy music? This is horrifying news.
Henry, is that America?
Yes, my dear Feifel, there is still so much America left to eat.
Will we devour them all?
Yes, Feifel, we will make their insides their outsides. Ha 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 ha.
And that's Jurassic Park 3. Is it the worst of the series? Kinda, sorta. But it is mercifully short. At only an hour and a half, the film plays more like a B movie. Just bring in who you like, get them into action quickly, and then have them leave just as quickly. While Lost World was technically a bigger film, it was so long and so heavy-handed with its message and bland characters that I remember it being more painful to sit through. Here, the movie kind of knows it has no reason to exist, so it just sort of comes and goes. It's obvious less effort is put into it, so it's kind of hard to get truly that angry with it. It comes off as less of an insult and more something that obviously is just pointless in its existence. I guess in the long run, it's a personal preference which one is the worst. But one thing is definitely for sure.
That is one big pile of shit.
No, that's what I'm going to take on this movie, because not only does it deserve it, but it would also make it at least a little bit more interesting. I'm the Nostalgia Critic, I remember it so you don't have to. Nostalgia Critic guy. Remember it so you don't have to. And yes, you read that correctly, we are reviewing Jurassic World. But you might be wondering, how the hell can we do that if it's still in theaters? Well, this ought to explain it.
Oh, hello. I bet you're wondering why we're reviewing this movie now instead of waiting for it to come to DVD. Well, the answer is quite simple. You see, Hollywood now sees us as a threat. Taking down several of our videos on YouTube because they forgot reviews are part of fair use. Some of these videos have been put back, but others are just seen as too dangerous for your fragile minds to handle. Thus, every single time we've done a Jurassic Park movie, even if we end up praising it, Hollywood has always taken it down.
But Mr. Glasses, I have a question.
Why, if it isn't my good friend Mr. Puppy the Puppy. What's on your mind, Mr. Puppy?
Hasn't Hollywood realized that by doing this, they look incredibly desperate and unprofessional? I mean, even your reviews of bad movies have led to higher sales due to your exposure.
Oh, Mr. Puppy, Hollywood has more important things to worry about than that.
Well, what's more important than freedom of speech being threatened by insecure goons?
Complaining how their freedom of speech is being threatened by a bunch of insecure goons.
You're kidding, right?
But as we said before, the review must go on.
I mean, do they know the meaning of irony?
So rather than do a review just to have it taken down anyway...
They do remember Soap on Napster, right?
We're going to reenact scenes from the movie to give you a better idea of what we're talking about.
But Mr. Glasses, the clips allow people to judge the film for themselves. Won't your reenactments leave an emotional, even bitter mark on the material being reviewed?
None! None whatsoever.
Gee, I guess the only thing we can do now is wait for Hollywood to finally grow up.
I'm not holding my breath. So enjoy our incredibly unbiased review of Jurassic World.
You know, your accent sounds a lot like Carrie Elways with a dump truck shoved up his nose.
Enjoy!
You heard the man. Reviewing the Jurassic Park movies has been a big tradition around here, and we're not gonna let Hollywood stop it. So, rather than wait for it to come out on DVD, we're just gonna jump right into it. This is our take on Jurassic World. The movie opens up with our main star of the film. Not Chris Pratt as Owen, not Bryce Dallas Howard as Claire, not even really the dinosaurs. No, the star of the movie is the park. The amount of detail they put into this place is incredible. We finally see it open. It's like Disney World, only less people probably die. It's phenomenal. So, I know what you're thinking. If the park looks this good so many years after the original, imagine what the goddamn dinosaurs must look like. It's been 22 years since the first film's groundbreaking effects, so how the hell are they gonna look now? They suck. Like, wow, do they suck! It's some of the worst CG the movies have ever cranked out. They look like cardboard cutouts. No, wait, even that would have some three-dimensional qualities to them. They look like mist, like a cloud of fog in the shape of a dinosaur. There's a scene where a kid is looking at dinosaurs through a viewfinder, which, by the way, you're 13. What the fuck are you doing looking through a viewfinder? And even they look more three-dimensional than the ones in the movie. And you wanna know why? Because it was really there. It was really fucking there. I mean, okay, they're little models and they don't look very convincing, but I feel like I can touch them. I don't feel like I can touch any of these dinosaurs. I don't want to touch dinosaurs, but nevertheless, oh, shut up! I want to be able to feel like I can pet a dinosaur. That's the wonder of Jurassic Park. And here's the thing, I'm actually not anti-CGI. I mean, Ex Machina, she looked like a real robot. Madagascar totally made me believe that David Schwimmer could act. But with the other Jurassic Park movies, they use animatronics and CGI. This fools the eye. It makes it more of a grand illusion. We've gotten too used to CGI, so when we see it, we know it's CGI and we know it's not there. But here's the other weird thing. They said they use animatronics in this movie. But outside of a scene where Littlefoot's mother dies, they all look so flat and unconvincing. How can this be if they used animatronics? In my opinion, they CG'd over the animatronics. They look at the animatronics of, say, the raptors in the muzzle cages and say, you know what, I want the eyes to blink a little different or the mouth to move a little more. Let's paint CG all over that shit, and now there's a veil of fake all over what used to be believable. But I know what you're thinking. Who cares? I mean, really, in the grand scheme of things, who cares? We want to see cool dinosaurs do cool dinosaur things. Even if they look kind of fake, we want them to do cool things, right? Well, I'm gonna take that argument and store it away here for later, because trust me, that'll come back in a bit of time. But let's actually get to the story. Now that the park has been open for a while, people, it seems, have gotten too used to dinosaurs.
Oh my god, this black chick who's a white chick is a white chick.
I found somebody rude on the internet!
Oh my god!
No!
That's right, they've actually gotten bored with them. The CEO of the park named Simon and the manager of the park named Claire tried to figure out how to fix this.
We need to up the sales. I need you to make me a dinosaur so badass that if it escaped, we couldn't possibly stop it.
Okay, now we're talking. We've seen raptors and stegosauruses before. This is creating a brand new dinosaur specifically to look awesome. They don't have to follow any rules. It's not like they did before anyway. I mean, the Dilophosaurus, yeah, you nailed that. But they're using science to create whatever the hell they want. By God, imagine what you could do with this. The body of a T-Rex, the wings of a pterodactyl, the neck of a brontosaurus, the head of a triceratops, lions for hands! And hey, just to sell more tickets, give it bazooka boobs. Come on, we're clearly in bullshit science here. We can do whatever we want. Okay, I know they're not gonna make something quite like that, but it's gonna look amazing. And they've been building it up in this movie for quite a bit. So, after tricking the security guard like an 80s prison movie, no really, he's got the sandwich and everything, what does this monstrous, terrifying, abomination of science look like? A big raptor.
I'm a new dinosaur.
Yep, it's about as unimpressive as you can imagine. You know that Photoshop tool you can use to make things bigger? That's pretty much all they used, except they gave him a few more bumps on the back and made him a little paler. Ooh! Even the made-up name is a bore.
We're calling him Indominus Rex because it's easier to pronounce.
You know what's even easier to pronounce? Coke-2, and that's what I'm calling him. I'm calling him the Coke-2-osaurus. They openly admit it's trying to be something bigger and badder than the T-Rex, but it looks so boring and fake, it can't measure up. But actually, to Coke-2's credit, it can do some cool things, like camouflage, lower its body heat, which, of course, the scientists have no fucking idea about. Oh my god, we've watched him from birth, kept him in captivity, and know everything there is to know about him. How can we possibly know everything there is to know about him? This is where the two kids come in because, by shit, we always need fucking kids in these movies. But to their credit, they're not that bad. It's more the idiot adults that surround them. You see, their parents are getting a divorce. Oh, yeah, sorry. So they're spending the weekend with their Aunt Claire, who's obviously a little busy herself.
Hi, Claire. I just wanted to make sure the boys are okay.
Oh, well, actually, they're not around me right now, so... Whoa, Jesus.
I just thought you'd bond with my boys.
Listen, sis, I'm trying to make sure that the park doesn't eat itself.
It's just really hard with my divorce hearings right now.
You're calling me during your divorce hearing?
Actually, they're telling me to hurry up right now.
Yeah, don't call me when you're busy with that. That's a touch more important.
Not as important as my want for you to like kids.
Oh no, a T-Rex ate a baby. Gotta go.
Of course, the kids aren't alright because they're written like little dumbasses that go off into restricted areas in their American Gladiator ball that for some reason has no track. Okay, taking out the obvious safety of the two people inside, especially two children without an adult in a ball without a track, how is this safe for the dinosaurs? I mean, you've seen people in go-karts, imagine throwing animals in that!
Oh, hit it again! Hit it one more time!
But Coke-2 grabs him, and again, because you never believe anything is there, it's not the least bit frightening, yet the boys end up escaping. So Claire tells Owen, the raptor trainer, about her missing kids in Coke-2. Oh, after they share some amazing on-screen chemistry.
We did it once, remember?
Sure do.
And that's it. That was the on-screen chemistry. On the one hand, I'm happy they didn't argue like those dysfunctional pussies in Twister, but on the other hand, why have them interested in each other at all? I mean, I'm not gonna act like the chemistry in the first film was that great, but they at least talked and hugged and smiled and shit like that. Here, they barely even look at each other. They share one kiss in the middle of the film, but then go back to acting like they're not a couple again. It's entirely pointless. I mean, fucking bizarre concept, but if you have a dude and a chick in a movie, they don't always have to hook up. I mean, if you got a romance, great, but it's not like a checklist. In Aliens, Ripley doesn't need to turn to Bishop and be like, I love you. It'd be totally out of nowhere and just wouldn't fit. And I know what you're thinking. That's as crazy as the park's CEO flying a helicopter into certain death. You probably weren't thinking that, but I needed a segue. The owner decides he wants to help stop Coke-2 by flying a helicopter to shoot at it. They even play this triumphant music like, yay, he's doing the smart thing. But despite everybody telling him he's gonna end up dying, he eventually ends up dying.
Oh no!
Yeah, for a businessman, that was a pretty dumb move on his part. This leads to a bunch of pterodactyls being released and... Okay, remember that argument I was talking about before about having the dinosaurs only do cool stuff? Well, here, let's bring that argument back in. This is the cool stuff I'm talking about. The pterodactyls are attacking people. Why is this awesome? Because it's taking it to the next level. We've seen dinosaurs eat scientists and people with guns in the jungle, and we're sick to death of it. Here, even though it's obviously fake, it still looks really cool. They do some legitimately creative, awesome stuff. They pick up civilians, fight over them, drop them into the water, only to have other dinosaurs eat them there. It's fucking fantastic. Even Claire machine guns down one of them, saving Owen's life. But of course, the little kids are like, we want to go with you.
Wow, thanks, that's really great to hear.
I mean him. Fuck you little shits! If I saw my aunt machine gun down a pterodactyl, you bet I'd hide behind her skirted ass! So okay, all the people in the park are in one location, an all-you-can-eat dino buffet just waiting to be ripped to shreds. The opportunities write themselves. What terrifyingly awesome thing? Nothing. We never see those people again. They just stay in this one giant spot, this fucking salad bar of deliciousness, and we never ever touch them again. What do they do next? Well, something completely different, really new. You've never seen this in Jurassic Park movie. They go hunting dinosaurs in the jungle. Right? Right? Pushing the fucking envelope here. Because hey, remember, there's an evil scientific hybrid that needs to be stopped. Oh, I'm not talking about the dinosaur. I'm talking about Vincent D'Onofrio being successfully combined with John Malkovich and every early 90s villain ever.
I want to weaponize these raptors because I'm the obvious bad guy. I adjust my belt buckle all the time.
No, we don't care. We don't care. We just had a scene where pterodactyls played hot potato with people's heads. Why would we care? We know he's the bad guy. We know he's going to die. We know that man sucks. So can we stop repeating what we've seen a fuck ton of times in the other films? Can we please get some new developments? Oh, wait, what am I talking about? One of the biggest developments in the film is coming up. And I mean, this is like a huge twist they've been building up. They used the raptors to find Coke 2 and somehow think these tiny things are gonna take it down when they finally put 2 and 2 together. And remember, this is a big shock.
My God, that dinosaur that looks like a raptor, acts like a raptor, sounds like a raptor, and moves like a raptor. I think it's part raptor!
No. No! 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 You can't be this stupid! You cannot be this stupid! I mean, look at the damn thing! Of course it's part fucking raptor! It's like 90% fucking raptor, you goddamn morons! You know those sponge dinosaurs? The ones you just add water to make them grow bigger? Well, don't show that to anybody here. It'll completely blow their minds. They'll be like, what's that? Oh, that's a triceratops. Come on, everybody knows that. Oh, you're gonna add water? Well, I don't know what that's gonna do. Oh my God, what is that? What is it? Oh my God, it changed into something completely unrecognizable. I mean, I'm amazing at what I do, but this is beyond my comprehension. Oh my God, what is that? So, big shock. A raptor attacks D'Onofrio off screen where he's PG-13 to death, leaving only our main stars left. Well, them and thousands of other people next door, but that'd be no fun involving them. But suddenly, Claire goes to this giant door and says,
Unfunny computer comic relief, open up the door.
You're insane! You're insane!
Just do it!
Suddenly, the door starts to open up. There's nothing but darkness facing her. Holy shit, could it be? She stares into the black unknown while lighting up a flare. Holy fucking God! Is it? Is it? I'm a motherfucking T-Rex! I'm a motherfucking T-Rex! It's the motherfucking T-Rex! Claire throws the flare towards Coke 2, and original Coke is like, fuck you, bitch! I'm the motherfucking T-Rex! I'm a motherfucking T-Rex! I'm a motherfucking T-Rex! So there they are. Raptors, giant Coke 2 raptor, and the motherfucking T-Rex all in a kick-ass, incredible showdown! Hang on, if we're gonna do this, we gotta do this right.
Oh, hello.
John Bailey, I know you're used to doing the honest trailer voice and your own reviews on your own channel plug, but I need your help!
With what exactly?
I need a voice as epic as yours to narrate the climax of Jurassic World.
The motherfucking T-Rex scene? Done. The T-Rex takes a bite out of the Pussysaurus, but then Pussysaurus bites back. The T-Rex slams that bitch into a building, but then the bitch trips her to the ground. T-Rex then starts taking several bites to the neck.
Get up, you bum!
Suddenly, one of the raptors jumps on top, freeing the T-Rex. She knocks the head back, slamming Pussysaurus into one of the overly priced restaurants. The T-Rex then says,
"You cannot defeat such awesomeness."
Wait. The T-Rex is female, isn't she?
Well, she's a female who happens to sound like Optimus Prime.
Yeah, okay.
"You cannot defeat such awesomeness. My amazing kickassery cannot be contained."
Her opponent roared. Then the motherfucking T-Rex roared. Then a mechanical T-Rex came in and burned them alive.
Okay, I know that didn't happen in the movie.
Who's got the cool voice?
Okay, sorry.
But they survive the blast and blow him up with their own fire breath. T-Rex then gives her opponent one more chance.
"Surrender or face the age of extinction."
No response. Thus the motherfucking T-Rex replied,
"Then go, fish."
Suddenly that cool Jaws dinosaur you saw earlier comes up and eats the living hell out of that piece of shit. The battle is over. T-Rex and Raptor, two sworn enemies, acknowledge that their honor has been satisfied and live to fight another day. Oh, and some stuff with human characters happens, but who cares? The T-Rex climbs to the tallest building on the tallest mountain overlooking the park, lets out one more triumphant roar, turns to the camera and says,
"I am a motherfucking T-Rex."
Movie, god damn you! Not only did you create one of the coolest scenes in any Jurassic Park movie ever, but you totally made up for that shitty-ass fucking idiot sequence in Jurassic Park 3!
Yeah, remember when the T-Rex dies to the Who Cares-osaurus just so they can sell more toys? Well, this scene takes all the fucking idiots who thought this was a good idea, grabs them by the ear and says, "Come here! Come here! No! That is not how you do a T-Rex fight, movie! That is not how you do a T-Rex fight! This is how you do a T-Rex fight, you bad idiots! Those are bad idiots! God! Damn it, movies! I was just about done with you! I swear, it was over! I was just about to head out the door and be like, "I'm sorry, Jurassic Park sequels. This abuse can go on no longer. You promised so many wonderful things for us, and instead you hurt me! You hurt me time and again! Well, no more. Goodbye, Jurassic Park sequels." But what if I made the greatest T-Rex fight ever? I'd say I'm falling for your bullshit all over again. Love me, Jurassic Park sequels! Yes. It's like Frost Nixon. The majority of the interviews aren't very good, but the last few minutes practically makes up for all of it. I guess really the film's not the worst. I mean, it is well acted, looks nice, and does have some remarkable scenes. I just wish I didn't have to sit through so much boring stuff to get to those scenes. If you want to do a suspense film, great. Make the effects better and give us more scary scenarios. If you want to do a B film, great. Go all out. Make some totally insane choices. Make the whole film as good as that last 10 minutes. But this half and half thing? Why can't I quit you, Jurassic Park sequels? I guess as the films go, it is the second best out of all of them, but given the other two, that's not a phenomenal feat. A lot of choices they make do still piss me off, but I'm not gonna be shocked if other people like it. For a lot of people, it's stupid in all the right ways. For me, I didn't think it went far enough. Except for that ending, which, like I said, is totally worth the price of admission. Yeah, I realize this review is all over the place. Should you see it, should you not see it? But hopefully you can gauge some idea if this is the right movie for you.
So, is that it then?
Yeah, pretty much. There's nothing else to reenact. Though the studio that owns this does also own 50 Shades of Grey, and it's unlikely they'll let me use the clips for that.
No! No! Okay, no.
Oh.
My inner goddess is about to explode.
Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic guy. Remember it so you don't have to.
My God, that was amazing.
Even better than I remember it.
I spared no expense.
Apologies, but John Hammond is here to convince us why there should be another Jurassic Park sequel. He just got done showing us the first one again.
It's just as spectacular as when I first saw it.
Even after all these years, my God, how did you do it?
I'll show you. Now, this is a Jurassic Park movie. Hello, I am a Jurassic Park movie. But if we were to take just one drop of the movie's genius... John, that hurt. Relax, John. It's all part of the miracle of lazy cloning. Hello, I'm a Jurassic Park movie. Hello, Jurassic Park movie. Hello, I'm another Jurassic Park movie. Hello, Jurassic Park movie.
By creating the same thing over and over with a drop of the original genius, we can have as many Jurassic Parks as we want.
Remarkable!
Remarkably remarkable.
The lack of humility before great filmmaking that's being displayed here staggers me.
Oh, like nah.
Yeah, I just want to relive my nostalgia without questioning why I'm a social media addict who doesn't like change.
Now, let him talk. I want to hear everybody's viewpoint before I automatically disagree with it.
I mean, don't you see the danger in what you're doing here? Jurassic Park is one of the coolest, most groundbreaking movies ever made, and you wield it like an Alien vs. Predator sequel.
I don't think you're giving our sequels enough credit.
Haven't you noticed each sequel is getting dumber with every clone?
I'm Jurassic Park 3. I put numbers in the titles now.
I'm Jurassic World. Somehow not saying Park makes me a reboot.
It's like that Michael Keaton movie from the 90s no one remembers.
The Paper?
No.
Speechless?
No.
My Life?
No.
Desperate Measures?
No.
Jack Frost?
No.
Much Ado About Nothing?
No.
One Good Cop?
No.
Pacific Heights?
No.
Multiplicity?
That's the one.
Oh, come on. Each sequel has a ton of great scenes.
2.
Huh?
2 great scenes. That's what our scientists figured out. You only need 2 great scenes to keep people coming back. Lost World had the glass breaking and the T-Rex running in the city. 3 had the pterodactyls and the T-Rex fight. And World had the opening and that ending with the T-Rex. Oh, mommy, look at the T-Rex, and then she's running around in her high heels, and then Blue comes out of nowhere, and before you know it, the Meg jumps out of the water, and then chomp, and everybody's applauding, going, goodness gracious me. So by having only 2 good moments, we could have the same idiot characters doing the same idiot things, and nobody cares.
You stood on the shoulders of geniuses to accomplish something as fast as you could, and before you even knew what you had, you patented it, and packaged it, and slapped down the plastic lunchbox, and now you're selling it. You're selling it. Well,
does anyone else feel weird that he's getting the Ian Malcolm dialogue? Because my name is literally Malcolm.
How long is it gonna take before doing the exact same thing over and over doesn't lead to 2 great scenes anymore?
I hate to interrupt, but what are your sequels doing?
Oh, feeding Grant? Grant! No! You cannot feed that much!
I knew it. They're devouring the original, so now there's nothing original left. It's like that terrible 90s movie with the awful CGI.
Deep Rising?
No.
The Relic?
No.
Lost in Space?
I don't understand! These shitty sequels still make money!
Yeah, but you got so occupied thinking if you could, you never bothered to think if you should.
Again, literally Malcolm.
I just don't know how this is possible.
Well, this is just like what happened with today's movie, Jurassic Park Fallen Kingdom.
Obviously, we all knew you were making that comparison.
Well, do you know why kids love the taste of Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
Yes.
Will you tell us?
No.
Aww.
It may have made a lot of money, but Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom has left a lot of viewers asking, what the heaping pile of dinosaur shit were they thinking? Not only does it have little to nothing new in it, but the idiotic decisions made in this movie are so massive and so mind-blowing that you feel like that one pilot in Return of the Jedi.
There's too many of them.
Along with false advertising, making it look like the film was about the dinosaurs being released on the public when it's really just the last few minutes. This duped audiences, pissed off critics, and yet still made a bundle at the box office because dinosaurs are like dangling keys to us. Just keep waving them in front of our faces and we'll keep forgetting what a lazy, repetitive form of entertainment they are. So as long as there's still people optimistic enough to have hope for these movies...
Oh God, did those sequels just belch up a hungover Jeff Goldblum?
Spared no expense.
We'll always be here to review it. Let's take a look at Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. The film opens up with an inspiring idea that no Jurassic Park film has ever tackled before. Nah, just kidding. It opens with dinosaurs attacking people like always. These guys are sneaking into the now closed park due to reconstruction and peeling tourists out of teeth, as they know this is a dangerous and illegal mission, so they smartly bring no weapons at all.
What? What is going on? I can't hear you!
I don't know what this means! What does this mean? Is this a gang sign? Are you in a gang? Don't join a gang!
Hey look, the T-Rex. Oh. Yeah, it's not even really a big deal anymore. In the first one, she almost outruns a Jeep. In the second one, she can't catch up to a crowd of people. And this one, she can't catch up with Homer Simpson's voice actor. I'm a who cares? Okay, never laugh in a survival film unless you want your obvious death to be accompanied by ooh, choir music. Shit's getting real in this Jurassic Park. Yeah, we need epic Latin gibberish to frame the gigantic size of Jeff Goldblum's ego.
I think we should allow our glorious dinosaurs to be taken out by the volcano.
As a dinosaur myself, I wish to be put out of my misery. It looks like a volcano is about to take out the island of dinosaurs, and the debate rages whether or not it's ethical to save them or let them die. As well as the debate of, did Jeff Goldblum just read the script and only now while saying the lines realize how stupid it is?
I'm talking about man-made cataclysmic change.
What kind of change?
Change is like death.
Is that really what I'm saying? I'm a scientist and that's what I'm saying? Okay, whatever. Death. Meanwhile, we cut to the real heroes of this movie, hipsters. Oh, you think I'm joking? They have a whole office of SJWs researching what to be offended by next. And good news, you have the whole movie with them. As the original owner of the park, Claire, played again by Bryce Dallas Howard, leads a group of Chevy Millennial ads to lobby for the safety of the dinosaurs. But they get some bad news.
The committee has resolved not to recommend any legislative action regarding the de-extinct creatures on Isla Nublar.
They said this was literally done just to shut Jeff Goldblum up. So as you can imagine, this is a real big blow to Claire. Or the music indicates things are good. Who said this movie was tone deaf? She's brought to John Hammond #2. That's honestly what he is. Didn't you know? John Hammond had a super close business partner he never talked about in any of the other movies. And if for some reason you're confused as shit by that, don't worry. This incredibly forced exposition, totally natural human talk, will clear things up.
We actually met once 7-8 years ago, and you don't remember.
Hammond and Lockwood built a custom lab in the sub-basement.
Haven't you run his foundation
Since college, yeah.
Extracted the first DNA from amber right beneath our feet.
He wanted someone young and idealistic to spend his fortune. John Alfred Hammond, father of Jurassic Park. And of course you knew that.
Oh my god, did you really just spell out who John Hammond is? Like the audience is that stupid?
John Alfred Hammond. And of course you knew that.
This is a dinosaur, but you already knew that. These are teeth, but you already knew that. This is paper. Paper! We're just talking how people normally talk. Paper! This is how we normally talk. Hammond's partner is Ben Lockwood, played by James Cromwell. By God, Babe Pig in the City wasn't kind to him.
John said it best. These creatures don't need our protection. They need our absence.
That's why we're flying in to Anal Fist Nature once more. Yep, he wants to save them and bring them to a new island to live in peace. Because all the other times we ever interfere with these bitches, it always turned out great.
There was a tracking system in place at your park. Radio frequency ID chips in each dinosaur.
I remember.
I know. We're establishing how bad the writing is.
There is one that poses a real challenge for us. Blue is potentially the second most intelligent piece of life on this planet.
We honestly should have let her write the screenplay. Of course, there's only one person who can connect with Blue, and that's her trainer, Owen, played again by Chris Pratt.
I was Groot.
Well, it shouldn't be too tricky to get him on board, seeing how those two were an item from the last movie.
I can't believe you think that you left me.
Oh, we're Ghostbusters 2ing this. You know that dumb shit where they break up the couple for absolutely no reason except to get them back again in the sequel? Cause new ideas are for people who want to think? Well, if there's anything Twister has taught us, it's that a divorced couple that constantly acts like a divorced couple should clearly be together.
I left you.
You are so stubborn.
Well, look at you now, you're saving the world.
Yeah, that's the line that deserved the super over-the-top laugh.
Look at you now, you're saving the world.
Blue is alive. You're just gonna let her die?
Well, yeah.
I got a band I'm starting anyway called Mouse Rat. I really think it's gonna take off. Meanwhile, at a countryside so cliched, they actually put in a shooting star. Make a wish, maybe they'll clone Samuel L. Jackson. We see where the real romance in this movie lies. Mr. Owen Blue. Guess it does have a nice ring to it. So he surprises her on the plane heading towards the island.
Franklin, Wiener.
I didn't think you were gonna ever show up.
Well, I have to change a million things to account for another person, supplies, rations, and so forth, but thanks for surprising me, asshole. Don't worry though, our duo of self-righteous Lisa Simpsons will bring the laughs.
More likely to die riding on a horse than in a plane.
No, I'm not, because I won't get on a horse. My chances are 0.
This is just like when we got in the argument of whose screenplay represented the evils of capitalism better.
Meanwhile, back at Lockwood's house. Oh yeah, I'm really scared something's gonna happen and it's not just a fake out. I don't know, I think one of those statues are gonna move. This is Maisie, Lockwood's granddaughter he cares for after his daughter died in a car crash.
I don't want a bath.
Queen's English girl. Bath.
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 So you're not a wild animal.
It doesn't matter how charming an actress you are, honey, you will be the worst part of this movie.
You have your mother's wicked sense of humor.
Do I look like her?
Oh, yes.
Well, we took enough notes to make sure. I mean, what strong genes? We're not playing this goddamn music again.
Here's some bug spray. Bug spray.
Those guys aren't gonna want bug spray. You just don't get it.
The T-Rex would be dead by now, right?
Oh, he's afraid of the T-Rex. Did you get that? Did you get that he's afraid of the T-Rex? We know we have to spell out a lot for you, so here it is again.
So she'd be dead by now, right?
Oh, how frightfully witty. They come across their first whimsically beautiful dinosaur moment. I'm just gonna guess and say Brontosaurus because that's always the one they make whimsically beautiful. Is it weird that your dinosaur movies show very few kinds of dinosaurs? Well, get a load of this. That's the first dinosaur the dinosaur medic has ever seen.
Look at that. Never thought I'd see one in real life.
That's like a veterinarian never seeing an animal. Why did you bring her? You have a shit ton of money. Were there no other dinosaur medics when this park was open? Or did they just not have the badass woke blogger spunk that she has?
Yes, things could get hairy out there.
These are powerful sedatives. One too many and she could have respiratory failure. Also, I'm not as soft and witless as your comment implies.
Well, at the risk of questioning the towers of conventional cliche this movie is breaking down, I will ask the same question I asked in Van Helsing. When does she get kidnapped? Fight the good fight, Wonder Woman. They come across the original car that fell with Dr. Grand and Timmy in it. Guess they moved the giant wall but forgot the car. As they locate Blue but open fire too early.
Wheatley, you son of a bitch!
Cool, so a dart they just said could possibly kill a dinosaur just knocks out Chris Pratt, providing a comedically goofy moment when the volcano explodes and he has to outnumb his body to outslither the lava. While Chris Pratt pretending to be Mr. Bean playing the ground is literally lava is supposed to be funny, I believe being that close to actual lava would probably leave you looking like this throughout the rest of the movie. Oh, thank God these two are still okay.
It's the T-Rex. It's the T-Rex. It's the T-Rex. Claire, it's the T-Rex. It's the T-Rex. It's the T-Rex.
Stop! It's not the T-Rex.
Are you sure there's no T-Rexes down here?
Good thing instinctual dinosaurs are just as stupid about staying away from lava.
We made it! Yeah!
Yeah, go up, you dumbass. Go up. Go up. Christ, even Shaggy and Scoopy are making fun of what a coward you are.
Wow, what a pussy.
Holy
Ah, yes, this movie can kill tons of people, but it can't say the S word. The cementing of the PG-13 genius continues. Oh, yeah, that'll work. Oh, okay. I thought that only worked with Coke machines and Dennis Rodman. Shows what I know.
Get in!
No, I have to stand still, slowly back away, and then just stare blankly at it rather than take a millisecond to step inside. They can't track you if you act really stupid. But the T-Rex makes her big entrance, which we already saw, so it's not a big deal, but man, they try to make it one. You know, she really is a drama queen. She's like the ultimate photo bomber. I can totally see a post on her Instagram being like,
"Oh my god, guys, I just happened to be roaring for no reason when a volcano totally erupted. What are the chances, right? Like and follow or I'll eat you. Bye!"
We then get, to the film's credit, the only good suspenseful scene where Claire and Franklin almost drown. But maybe I love it because Claire and Franklin almost drowned. Pratt gets them out and they see the dinosaurs are being taken captive. Well, too bad it's such a long distance away and they couldn't possibly walk there. So they walk there in seconds and find the men are kidnapping the dinosaurs for their own terrible means.
We're just putting it up and we'll tow it on. Let's go!
Continue to be late 90s Disney villains and talk about how you're only interested in the money.
I want that money in the bank by the time I get back. I want that bonus. We got the blue one. I want my bonus!
Oh, and be sure to take an evil trophy to add to your evil collection, even though a friggin' volcano is exploding and seconds count.
You're gonna feel that when you wake up.
This'll make a great necklace for my woman's suit. Our heroes goddamn jump from an island onto the boat while driving a truck, and nobody seems to notice. Oh, I see, it's because she wore a hat. That instantly disguises one of the most famous faces the world had ever known for a while. Isn't that the lady who owned the park we were just sent to pillage?
But she's got a new hat.
Oh, of course, yeah. Then why is nobody recognizing those two? They don't have mind-cloaking hats like she does. They were pretty high up in the mission's totem pole. Oh, excuse me, miss. We're in the middle of filming. I'm gonna need you to clear out.
Critic, it's me.
Tara! Where did you come from? Did you see that random stranger wearing a hat?
Critic, it's me.
Witchcraft! The logic of Fallen Kingdom has not led me astray.
Let me try something.
Malcolm, when did you turn into a white woman?
Okay, I need a shot of something.
Witchcraft!
In keeping with the film's flawlessly constructed tone, the dinosaurs that were trying to kill everybody and you were supposed to be afraid of were immediately supposed to feel sorry for now. Wow, it's like that incredibly smooth transition they had in the first film.
Can I touch it?
Sure. Just think of it as kind of a big cow.
It's a roller coaster of emotion. That's not yet finished, but you're riding anyway. Back at Lockwood's house, Maisie sees two men in suits talking business. Ooh, well this would entice any 7-year-old's attention. Gotta check this out.
Our geneticists have created a direct descendant, the animal that took down Jurassic World. It follows human command.
Ah, you're making another dinosaur based on the one you couldn't control before that destroyed an entire park. I see no problems here, proceed. Maisie tries to let her grandfather know what's going on.
They're going to sell the dinosaurs. They're bringing them here.
Sure, you misunderstood.
I know what I heard, Grandpa.
Maisie, it's way past your bedtime.
You were just like this the first time you were this age. Our heroes find Zia and try to help her fix up Blue, who was injured.
Franklin, take over for Claire.
No.
Franklin.
Oh my god, is it in my mouth? Did you get in my mouth?
She says Blue needs a blood transplant, and the only one that'll work is, of course, from the T-Rex. Okay, I don't know much about dinosaurs, and judging by the fact she's never seen one, I don't think she does either, but is getting the blood from two very different animals the same? If a cat is injured, would blood from a lion work just as well? Chaplin, what do you think? Boom! The T-Rex, of course, wakes up. They don't realize they can just stay behind her to be safe, and they attempt a crazy escape to get the blood back. Meanwhile, back at Lockwood's, I guess, big surprise is made. Dr. Wu is helping them weaponize the dinosaurs.
Blue's DNA will be part of the next Indoraptor's makeup.
When did this guy go from just the person next to the dinosaur eggs to the world's biggest DNA splicing supervillain? I'll tell you exactly when. This nod. That nod was up to something.
I've got to warn Uncle Gadget!
Of course, they figure out that Maisie knows about their super illegal, diabolical plan, so they give her a timeout.
Keep her in there and keep the door locked.
Now you think about how weaponizing endangered species can benefit you. Hey, look, they like each other again. Yeah, seeing how their chemistry made no sense and was out of nowhere in the last movie, I guess it makes sense to do it once more. But wait, this is a movie starring douchey hipsters. Painfully forced Trump joke!
Take your own damn samples.
What a nasty woman.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! I'm sorry, Stephen Colbert, SNL, and countless internet memes, you need to retire. Jurassic World has won the battle of political commentary. And here everybody thought Fahrenheit 11/9 would be the film to bring Trump down. Okay, nobody thought that, but nevertheless, Jurassic World has beaten you to the punch. Oh, thank you so much, writer of Monster Trucks. You have given us a voice. They get the dinosaurs to Lockwood's house, somehow not making any noise for Lockwood or his servants to hear. Hey, I guess if they made this dinosaur dungeon an auctioning house under his nose all this time, they must just have really quiet workers. And they get the dinosaurs in their cages.
T-Rex doesn't want to be fat, he wants to hunt.
Everybody who made this hates the first movie. But Lockwood finally finds out. Hey, I guess he does have a little bit of a brain. But, not too much.
Did you really think you could get away with it? Pick up that phone. I want you to call the police.
Oh, hey, Malcolm, what are you up to?
Oh, well, I've spent years and years building an aquarium to auction off weaponized killer whales. I've hired a lot of people to transport them, and the bidders should be amazing.
No, Malcolm, this won't do it all. I need you to call the police and turn yourself in.
Well, I guess there's no other way around it.
No, not at all.
I'm sure once I let all my accomplices know, they'll gladly turn themselves in too.
I think that goes without saying.
Thank you for setting me straight and bringing my life to a crashing halt.
Absolutely, it's the least I could do.
Wait, couldn't I kill you?
No.
Well, I guess you're right. Okay, I'm placing the call right now.
Spitspot.
Hello, police? Yeah, I've got a whale of a tale for you. Yeah, that'll be funny in a minute.
He's a good kid. So anyway, the bad guy doesn't call the cops and kills Lockwood. Meanwhile, Owen and Claire are found out and captured.
Hello. You should have stayed on the island.
Grab them by the pussy, men. Build a wall to keep them locked up. So, okay, they're locked up in the house. The auction for the dinosaurs is about to begin. Surely this must be the opening of the third act. Nope, we're only at the halfway point. Yeah, there's still a ton of this movie left. Christ, this film would end faster if you just killed them instead of explaining your plan like a James Bond villain.
I saved these animals.
You betrayed a dying man for money.
Claire, I admire your idealism.
I never, ever...
Shoot it now! Shoot it now!
Maisie ironically uses the trick that the Raptors use in the Jurassic Park parody from the Critic, proving this pretty much is a parody of a parody. And even then it seems pointless because she climbs out of a window a moment later. Well, why'd you just have her climb out of her bedroom window to save time? No wonder we still have an hour left. Stop writing pointless shit.
Привет, Антон. Как дела?
Хорошо. Надеюсь, все готово.
By the way, there is a small child climbing up your building. You may want to get that looked at.
So the auction begins as all the world's most darkly dressed supervillain leaders come to bid on the Flintstones garage sale.
The Ankylosaurus is a herbivorous quadruped. This is one of the largest armored dinosaurs.
The Ankylosaurus is wearing our late Cretaceous fall look, which seems to say to onlookers, I give pointed conversation. Sassy.
Owen has an idea, though, for how to get out of their cell. Oh, yeah! Oh, shit, now we're screwed. That thing's gonna kill us. Totally gonna kill us. Oh, don't worry. I'm sure there's yet another cartoon dumbbell scene that'll save everybody. They come across Maisie and quickly earn each other's trust.
My name is Claire. What's yours?
Maisie. Maisie Lockwood.
Maisie number 2 Lockwood. I always thought it was a weird middle name. Meanwhile, they bring out the leftover wrecks and tell them it's not being bid on because it's only a prototype. Then why are you showing it? Are you trying to cement your place in the ever-growing dinosaur auction market? I feel like you got the seal on this for a while.
20 million.
21.
They bid on it anyway, which once again is a pointless scene because Owen comes in to stop them. Again, you could have cut that and not miss shit. There's clearly blame on both sides for this. Some of you are mighty fine people. Of course, dumbass goes into the cage of, I guess the best thing to call it is Coke 3-osaurus. To what else? Get a tooth for his tooth collection. What follows is amazingly not the stupidest thing in the movie. She smiled at the camera! She goddamn smiled at the camera! It's official! We're in a Weird Al video! We are seconds away from this thing just straight up talking. I'm gonna get him, kids! What has one arm and is you? You! Make Jurassic World great again! Oh, but don't think on top of that you're not getting a wah-wah moment too! We used to make real movies. We then get the dumbest, most pointless twist in all the film, and on top of that, it comes out of nowhere. The bad guys corner our heroes and, for no reason, just starts talking about this.
You have no idea what she is. Lockwood never had a grandchild. He just wanted his daughter back. He made her again.
Yeah, that's pretty stupid. Right? What the flying hell? She's a clone? What's the point of that? It doesn't connect to anything. And despite being, I guess, a few clues, nobody could have guessed this because it doesn't tie into any of the characters' motivations. Why even tell him that? Just shoot them and take her. In fact, why tell Maisie that? What did he think was honestly gonna happen after he let her know? That's right, she's a clone. Now, Maisie, come here. Good girl, good girl. Yeah, you were faced by that all, were you? Yeah, no, not at all. You want some ice cream? Want some ice cream? Yeah, I'll be nice. Yeah, you're a clone. Funny, right? Shoot them. Franklin saves Zia from the evil Dr. Wu. God, that still sounds weird. And the who gives a shit Saurus tries to hunt down our heroes as the rest of the movie pretty much just turns into Yoshi's Mansion. Boy, this weaponized killing machine is kind of a dumbass. She can't even find them when they're literally under her nose. And even when she does, she's so goddamn clumsy, you'd swear the Scream Killer gave her stalking lessons. Oh yeah, use your heightened sense of smell to completely miss that they were right in front of you. A door. Oh well, can't get beyond that. I guess she's the signs aliens. Even greater idea. Leave the two larger meals who are trapped behind and chase after the smaller morsel running away. Whoever won this thing is gonna have some serious buyer's remorse. Claire's leg is busted up bad, so she urges Owen to go and save Maisie.
I can't leave you here.
Remember I dumped you. That epic choir music comes back. Again, totally warranted for such a giant epic image like a raptor on the roof! My God, it's finally happened! And we see the kid who figured out this giant evil conspiracy, thwarted the bad guys at every turn, and even managed to outsmart a prehistoric predator, is now hiding under the covers for safety. It's one of the bugs of cloning. They can find ingenious escape routes along dangerous ledges. But think bed sheets are indestructible bomb shelters. Pfft. Honestly, it's almost as bad as our bug with cloning dinosaurs, where even when they find their prey, they just slowly wave their fingers in front of them rather than attack like every other instance. What I'm trying to say is science is stupid. But Owen comes in to shoot her, but it doesn't seem to work. So he, A, goes to protect the kid, B, runs out the door behind him, C, grabs the kid and takes her with him through the door behind him, or D, leans up against the wall like a 7-year-old who's dumb enough to hide under bed covers. Yeah, I'm convinced this whole thing is a big budget Johnny Karate episode. But Blue comes in to save the day, so now they can go out the door or the window. Yeah, that's, okay. It's not as safe as the bed sheets, but it'll have to do. Claire somehow climbs the windows as well, despite having a busted leg a second ago, and distracts the soon-to-be-forgotten source long enough for Owen's true love to take her down. What's the matter? Feeling blue? Oh, you just got blued out! But it looks like a toxic gas is going to kill off what's left of the dinosaurs unless they free them with that giant red cartoony button. Wow, the designers really took opening a door very seriously. But they decide not to, as in one of the few adult moments of the movie, they realize their love for animals is not worth the countless loss of human life, the mixing of two worlds. Psych! The world is doomed!
I had to.
So, just close the door. Oh, you only have a big red button to open the door, not a big red button to close the door. If only there was a big red button for the big red button. Who designed this? And what's her dumbass reason for dooming mankind?
They're alive. Like me.
They're, about to kill a lot of little kids like you too. Dumbass? So it's Dino Spring Break as they're all set loose and the bad guy gets his comeuppance from what used to be the coolest character in the movies, but now just feels like Porky Pig ending a Looney Tunes short. And it looks like Blue has to part ways too.
Tell that crazy kid thanks. Whenever I eat a buffet of Girl Scouts, I'll always think of her.
So yeah, this movie ends with dinosaurs getting ready to eat up mankind. Would've kinda been cool if this was the movie. It's almost as confusing as where the hell did this one come from? Was she captured in a sea tank that also opened up with the door? Or did she literally swim all the friggin' way to a California beach? And what's even more confusing is apparently we're supposed to have sympathy for our adorable angel of death. But all I can think about is Malcolm McDowell describing Michael Myers.
These are the eyes of a psychopath.
But in the end, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom pulls it all together because of this incredibly spelled out lesson.
They're alive. Like me.
Which goes against this incredibly spelled out lesson.
These creatures were here before us, and if we're not careful, they're gonna be here after.
Which doesn't really match up with this incredibly spelled out lesson.
These creatures don't need our protection. They need our absence.
But at least we can all agree.
But soon they're gonna have to watch them go extinct. Or not. If people like you make a difference.
It's like when we have a lot of messages that say opposite things were incredibly complex. Or really transparent, we couldn't decide on what message we wanted. This movie's awful! I'll give credit that the effects are pretty good, much better than some of the previous ones. I'll also give credit that it is kind of a so bad it's good kind of flick. I mean, they just constantly throw stupid shit after stupid shit at you. It's relentless in the amount of dumb it spits in your face. But that's not what people wanted. They wanted a real Jurassic Park film, one that's fun, but also made some semblance of sense and gave us something new and different. Instead, we pretty much got the worst of all the other Jurassic Park movies. All the weaknesses, none of the strengths, everything that didn't work in those past films is showcased in this one. It's stupid, it's corny, it's pretentious, and it's preachy, even though half of the time it doesn't know what it's preachy about. I don't care if it made money, to me, this is a Jurassic flop.
Now with the next Jurassic Park sequel, everything is correctable.
John.
Box office is a matter of sheer will.
Well, it's still a flea circus. It's all an illusion.
When we have a better script.
You never had a script! That's the illusion!
We were overwhelmed by the first film, but now all that matters is not having another alien covenant.
Welcome to Jurassic Covenant. I like the sound of that.
I'm the Nostalgia Critic, and I'll see you at Jurassic World: The Legend of Curly's Gold.
Look at you now, you're saving the world.